Hola a todos, soy Fede Carestía y en este informe vamos a hablar de Lie to Me, una serie que cuando llegó generó bastante impacto porque como que nos hizo un poco a todos analistas de la mentira, a ver si podíamos detectar en los gestos quién nos estaba diciendo la verdad y quién no. Pude hablar después de mucho tiempo de buscar con uno de los directores de fotografía, con Alan Case, el responsable de diseñar un poco y definir la estética visual de esta serie protagonizada por Tim Roth, que me contó cuál fue la búsqueda inicial en este cortito pero contundente informe sobre Lie to Me.
We now return to Mira Akien and Contre with our latest interview.
So I would say Lie to Me again. I think the reason why I was hired was again that look that I give, where I put people in the room, make everything sort of feel like it's textural and you can put your fingers on it. And I think that's what the show wanted.
I've instructed my client to remain silent.
In this case, the key element of the show are the gestures, because you are seeing a scene and then we are like revisiting this scene, but paying attention to like maybe he winked or maybe he moved the mouse a little bit. How was thinking of that with the photography?
Well, a lot of it was played on, a lot of it had to do with detail. You're supporting the premise of the show by showing the detail. And that's manipulative in its own way, but it's a fun kind of thing because that's how you're telling your story. But again, I did that show with wide lenses as well. They changed it later, after I shared it with another DP on the first season, but they didn't have us come back because they brought in a whole new producer, a whole new team, and they made it look like average TV again.
Now, what you just saw there was a brief expression of happiness on his face, which he was trying his best to conceal. It lasted for less than a fifth of a second as what we call a micro-expression.
I tried to do a lot of it sort of like in first person. You always felt like you're there, you were part of what he sees, what he does. And when you were on him, you were very close and intimate with what he was thinking, what he was doing. He got that. He and I got along great. He loved working with me. And he was very disappointed when we weren't coming back, completely disappointed. But
You're speaking of Tim Roth.
Classic one-sided shrug. Translation, I have absolutely no confidence in what I just said. The body contradicts the words. He's lying.
Yeah, no, I loved working with Tim Roth. I thought he was terrific. He was really a great, very creative person to work with. And he didn't compromise. He wanted to do stuff right. And it kind of drove the network crazy because they're not used to working that way. They just want it to get done. And so it's not, if that show had been HBO or something else, it would have, so many really good shows that have lasted 1 or 2 seasons on networks would probably have done much better on cable shows, because cable supports them a little bit differently, allows you to do something a little more different. And networks, I think they've probably made more mistakes than they've not in their programming, because they tend to just not stick with shows that long. They just move on. Plus, the people who work in the administration level in networks, it's like a revolving door. I mean, you're in and out. Very few people ever last more than a couple of years. So
Yeah.